Is AI going to fuck the video industry? Well, recently I've been asking myself that a lot, and I've got some opinions. See, nowadays I actually teach people how to get into this industry, links in description. And that obviously brought upon some kind of moral conscience, because I started to think to myself, am I right to be teaching people how to get into this industry when all these people out there online are telling us that it's dead, it's on its arse, and that AI is going to kill it? Well, in order to kind of get to the bottom of all that and to make myself feel better about everything, I started to do some experiments. For instance, I made a video a little while back it was a suite of kind of marketing videos for a new product that a guy had invented, like an inventor had made it. And it's a little machine, like a little tabletop dishwasher that washes baby bottles. It's called Babello. Get one, link in description. And basically that founder who created that had his prototype. He called me up, and then we got together and we had very limited budget, but we spent a day shooting the shit out of it and making a little ad. We got loads of stills that day, and he had a whole marketing suite. And it was a good job for me because it was a one-day shoot, and I also got loads of days editing on it, and it was a good deal for him because he got loads of assets and he got access to me doing my thing, but he didn't have to pay me a huge amount. And so I felt like it was a perfect example of the kind of job that might be threatened by AI, because actually that's kind of like my bread and butter, that type of job. So because I had all the shots of the prototype, I had stills, I had videos of it from all different angles, I thought that would be a perfect thing to try and recreate using AI. And so I went into Higgsfield and I basically tried to prompt it to recreate the video that I'd made. Now, I instantly ran into an issue. The thing is, the Babello is a machine that does a lot of different things. That's why it's so popular. It solves a lot of problems. It's very adaptable. So that means that in order to use it, you have to take the lid off, and you have to put lots of different configurations of baby bottles, and there's all different like fittings, and actually we spent most of the time on the shoot capturing all those different configurations and trying to come up with a way that we could show them all quickly, just to show the breadth of applications that it had. And I think that hiring someone like me, that's kind of what you're paying for. But anyway, that aside, how do we then brief the AI to do the same thing? How does the AI know that you take the lid off, and then you can take this bit out and you can turn it round and you can put the bottles in here, you put the water in here? Like, how much do we give it in order to be able to let it know how all that stuff works? We could upload like a manual, and that manual could potentially explain all these elements, but one, I didn't try that because I didn't have that. And two, I still don't actually think that that would result in an accurate depiction of how it all works. I think people just assume that you can just enter some instructions into these models and then they'll just whip out, you know, a whole suite of stuff that you can use. And actually that's not the case at all. What you're probably going to get is loads of hilarious stuff, a couple of good shots in there, and you're going to have to direct it in the same way that you would direct with a camera and you know, lights and actors, but with less control over the outcome. Yes, there's probably a whole new industry now that is the people who operate AI to create marketing materials. I know that there is. And I've been looking into it myself, because you should always be looking to get new ways to sort of stay relevant in your industry. But what I've kind of came to the conclusion is that I don't think AI anytime soon is going to be able to create a video that has intricate explainers. That's hard enough to do when you've just got the product in front of you and you're pointing a camera at it. It takes planning and it takes, you know, ingenuity to go, actually we could capture these, both of these from this angle, and then that shows that and that in relation to that. Trying to brief an AI model how to do all that is like, it's fucking impossible. And I've got all the fucking special prompts and all that shit. So I came away from that experiment feeling quite good about everything, to be honest, because these AI systems are only going to keep getting better. But there is kind of a limit to what they can do, because they don't have that ingenuity that humans have. Now let's say that soon I would be able to upload a video of me doing all the stuff, there is still a hell of a lot of work involved and money involved and time involved before you would ever be able to come out with something that is, let's face it, pretty simple, the thing that I created for the client. So I feel quite good about telling people that they should still pursue this as a craft and as a job, because if anything, it's only becoming more relevant. Having the skills to be able to solve a problem for a client through visuals, that's only going to become more valuable as time goes on. Now, I am not one of these people that says that AI is, it's ruining everything. I'm not that guy. I love all this shit. Last night I spent about a quarter of my monthly credits generating videos of cavemen in a hot tub. That's a story for another day. But I'm excited genuinely by all this technology. But I don't think it's here to replace my job yet. Not for the foreseeable future. Ironically, one of the other things that has replaced some of my job is this. User-generated content. Hi. That has become a really popular medium, and I'm going to make a whole video about that. But ironically, that is the thing that AI can do the best. I like to think that I'm really good at spotting whether something is real or AI, right? Because I've been around it a lot. And still, nowadays, there are AI-generated influencers who you would fucking have a hard time distinguishing from the real thing. And so, if anything, that thing that was stealing a chunk of our work is now having a chunk of its work stolen by AI. And the professional craft side of things is still maintaining relevance to this day. Yes, the pool of potential clients has gone down, but that's why I always say that you have to be proactive. You've got to think about who might need your work and then go after them. And if you do that, you're still going to have work. You're still going to have a business. You're still going to be able to have a creative lifestyle that's kind of satisfying and fun. So don't let the whole AI is going to steal your job thing put you off pursuing this as a career. It's just quite simply not true. Craft is craft. The people who are really good at what they do, they're always going to be busy. So concentrate on getting work, getting practice, getting busy. And if you want a little help in getting that first client, then hit the link below for my 30-day first client system, which I created recently. It's a nice little system that's designed to get you your first client in 30 days, going from nothing, no portfolio, none of that stuff. If you're interested, hit it there below. It's not expensive. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, get out there and explore these tools. Get Hicksfield, by the way, because it just makes it all a bit easier to spend your money on absolute shite. See you later.